Have a blessings and welcome to this week's guidance. So I will be talking about, I'm recording this on the new moon, and I recorded something last week about the new moon as well. So you have your guidance on that. Just remember that it is the new moon in Libra. Happy new moon, happy new lunar cycle. And as we go into this beautiful, beautiful lunar cycle of Libra, there's so much energy. The ancient desert teachers celebrated Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, many holidays that are connected to this lunar cycle. So there's a lot of movement going on. And so we're connecting to beauty, to harmony, to balance, to diplomacy, to communication, to relationships, right? And as I said last week, the law of light, Nukhra. And so I just want to talk a little bit about the moons for this week, because we are in a new moon. So in the Aramaic technology, in the teachings of Yeshua, Mary, and Martin, the Gnostic teachings, we go into Sitka, and Sitka is known as the new moon or dark moon, and Sitka means void, means emptiness. So this is happening on the 25th, of course, of September. So know that this phase, as we all know, is a blank canvas. It's the void, and it's an opportunity for new beginnings. So we always feel this beautiful urgency and this beautiful opening when we come close to a new moon cycle, because we know that it is about, in a way, death and resurrection, right? And as the moon represents our incarnational experience, it's so beautiful to be able to go into this new energy again. And as we have left the earth sign Virgo, we have left the cave, we go into the air, we are lighter, right? We can breathe more, there is more space, and now the I becomes we in this lunar cycle. So this is Sitka, which means void in Aramaic, and this is the time of pure emptiness, of infinite potential in this lunar cycle. And it's also really in the new moon, when we seed our intentions, it's more about feeling them, right? Opening up and feeling them, because the writing of the intentions and the actual action of seeding doesn't really have to be done until the first or second, or the second or the third day of the moon. So again, in Libra, and then on the 27th, the moon goes into Scorpio. Okay, and what is interesting about this is in the wheel, in the lunar cycle of the Aramaic technology, on the 28th we go into Dakya, right, which is that crescent, that waxing crescent, and Dakya means purity. This is actually one of my favorite times of the lunar cycle. Well, I think all of them are. I just love Dakya, because that purity is actually something that we are all holding, even though we're not aware of the lunar cycles. Again, Dakya means purity. And when this happens, when the moon is in Scorpio, the moon will be in Scorpio on the 27th. On the 28th, we go into the Dakya phase and the Dakya frequency activation and portal, lunar portal. What happens there is that we're called to really pay attention on how to purify anything that is really deep and hidden within us, right? And as Libra is a very light sign, right? Very beautiful with that Venus energy, Venus governing and Libra. We're already going to feel lighter, but when we go into Scorpio, we can feel it. When the moon goes into Scorpio, we feel maybe like going within, maybe not talking to so many people, choosing who we need to talk to, right? That's very Scorpio. Well, when we do that, and the moon is in Dakya, we're very aligned, because Dakya is all about energy. And this cycle of the moon and Dakya, which is called purity, is about filling ourselves up with energy and allowing the vibration to raise. And so if we look at the traditional Western way of aligning with the moon and the pagan way of aligning with the moon, this is the waxing crescent, where we are all in the maiden energy and the new energy and the active yang energy. Well, in the Aramaic technology, it's all about the energy. We are being filled up with a lot of energy. And this is very important, because if you read my message in my blog, about the new moon, which I will post underneath. This lunar cycle has a lot of energy activation. The aura is becoming activated in this lunar cycle. The arc line is becoming activated. So when we hold more energy, it is easier to expand, to magnify, and to magnetize. But at the same time, when we hold more energy, we can create a lot faster. Whether we like what we're creating or we don't like what we're creating. And that's why it is very important to tune into that beautiful guidance that Libra gives us, which is about the power of our word and the power of creation through light. Remember, Venus governs Libra, light. So on the 28th, we're going into that Dakya phase. It's very, and as the moon goes into Scorpio, it's very important to honor who and where we want to spend our energy, right? Because since it is an energetic activation and this lunar cycle, we're going to be feeling a lot of energy. These are the messages that I've been channeling, a lot of energy upgrade and holding a lot of energy and knowing how to use energy, right? So it's very, very important to choose wisely where we want to be and who we want to be with. And at the same time, we don't really need to do any shadow work in this phase, right? Because this phase is all about growing in the light, but that can cause us to purify something. So if there's something that needs to be cleansed in our life, right? Or as the Kabbalists say, corrected. I know we don't like to use that word too much, but let's use it. If there's something that has to be cleansed, take that moment of Dakya. And we're going to be in Dakya throughout, from the 28th throughout this week, right? So very, very important to take this moment and to cleanse. I'm just going to give you, there's some crystals that you can use if you like to use crystals for this phase, which is rose quartz, rhodochrosite, chrysoprase, and chrysocolla. And this phase is all about cultivating fertility, improvement, and abundance. So that word improvement, and if we align it with the moon being in Scorpio, it's about cleansing, taking our power. And of course, when Scorpio comes, we know that we have an activation of our serpent energy. And when it is in Dakya, this is wonderful. A great moment to purify our sexual energy and to do some chanting or any type of body work, whether it be yoga or conscious movement, to purify this. And also a lot of the different forms and activations that we can have with our serpent energy. And then something else beautiful happening this week is that Venus is going into Libra on the 29th. And then we have the following, just to look into this as well. We've got on the 30th, the moon going into Sagittarius, and this energy will bring us into the first day of October, right? And remember that this new moon in Libra always celebrates the new year in the Hebrew tradition. So it doesn't matter if you're Hebrew or not, you may be Muslim, Christian, Catholic, it is a portal. It is a portal that is happening in the earth and it is affecting us because we are all connected. So there really is an energy of newness. And then something that I want to bring in is the Pleiadian energy that's very active right now on the planet, especially in this lunar cycle, and the amount of Pleiadian energy coming down to heal the heart. A lot of heart healing in this lunar cycle. So we're going to do a beautiful chant together. With the Pleiadian light language. We'll do about 2 or 3 repetitions. I have this in one of my albums. And if you want, you can chant along or you can just open your heart. So I can sing this beautiful Pleiadian light language activation. just love that. I'll give you a link for that as well underneath. And to finish off this week, we have a reading from the Nun Codes Oracle cards. And I'm really trying to be consistent and be here every week to give you guidance. And just remember that we have in our school the Magdalene Shabbat on the 30th of September. And this is, there is a little donation asked for as it's online. The funds for the Shabbat go for children in India with their education, clothing, and their food. So let us see what the Nun codes. And Nun is the Aramaic letter. That is the fish, right? The key to the wisdom of the divine feminine presence. And let's see. I'm going to choose 3 cards. Oh, definitely aligned with this new moon. That one is beautiful as well. Wonderful. So the first card is the prophetess, the power of the word. And remember that we will go into that Dakya phase. Dakya amplifies energy, our energy field, and we're really getting lots of activation with our energy in this lunar cycle. So it's the power of the word. So remember that for this week. You can write this down if you want, because an oracle is always what we need in this moment, right? The power of the word. So that means we need to be cautious with our word. We need to be loving with our word. We need to know that our word is infused with energy, and we need to learn how to use the word. And then the second card that I have pulled out is Ahava, love in service, love in action. How can I serve more, and how can I love more through service? And then the last one is Rahmuta in Aramaic, which means compassion. Let us have compassion for ourselves this week and towards others, and understand how to awaken more compassion in our lives. So I thank you so much for your time, your presence, and if you have any comments that you would like to leave or any questions, please do so, as I really love to read you. Ahava.